Hello, dear public. Welcome to our program, Interviews from Far Away. Today, our guest is Leslie Burke from the book Bridge to Terabithia. It is a book that tells the life of Jess, an adolescent, who changes when he becomes a friend of Leslie, the class outsider. The children create an imaginary world called Terabithia, which is inhabited by all kinds of magical creatures. Though difficulties fill their ordinary lives, Jess and Leslie rule as king and queen in Terabithia. Soon, one of the friends must draw on the strength of their imaginary kingdom to cope with a tragedy. Hello, girl. How are you doing? Hello, Juliet. Thanks for inviting me to your program. I'm doing fine. What about you? Well, I am fantastic, especially because you are here. I was wondering, how old are you because you look so young? Well, I am young. I'm just 11. Wow, so young. And where are you from? Well, I am from the USA, but the place where my heart belongs to is Terabithia. I love it so much, and it's in the town where Jess and I lived. I can imagine. As you were the queen there, were you like most of Disney's queens and princesses? What do you mean? Well, I mean, did you have parents? Yes, of course. They were Bill and Judy. They are both writers with lots of money. And how would you describe them? Well, they are highly educated, intellectual, affluent, and liberal, and they expose me to the wider world in a way that I think none of the students at Lark Creek have ever imagined. And perhaps the absolute most attentive parents in the world at all times, and they always had time for me when I really needed them. Something got stuck in my mind. Why were you living in a town if you had a lot of money? Oh, they wanted to show me the value of things and show me that there are things that money can't buy, like an unconditional friend, a kingdom, the magic, respect, a family, siblings, and so on. Do you get what I mean? Yes, I get it. And do you believe you learned it? Yes, of course. You can't imagine how grateful I am with my parents because without it, I would have never met a person who was like a brother. Now that you mention it, did you have any siblings? No, I was an only child, but I wish I had. And something I found on Jess was that a brother, as I said. When I met him, I immediately sensed the potential, and we became fast friends. And it is me who drew him out of the socially constructed shell that has constrained him for his entire life. And what does the word sibling mean for you? Oh, having a sibling is like having a friend who lives with you. A sibling is someone you can count on unconditionally. You can create many things together and you will never get bored at family reunions because you'll have someone there with you to talk about anything. You have mentioned a lot, Jess. How did you meet him? Well, as you know, he was my best friend, the king of Terabithia, and my neighbor. He lived close to my house, and I met him when I moved and I was exploring the place, and he was running as if he was practicing for a marathon. He thought I was down, but I thought he was cool, and later when I went to school and saw him running, I realized that he was practicing for something like a career, but there were only boys. So I decided to give it a go and see if I could run as fast as them, but in fact, it turned out that I was faster than them, and they were mad at it because they couldn't believe their eyes when they saw me rushing and winning the first place. It was amazing. I bet it was amazing. Boys believe girls cannot do things as them, but sometimes we do them better. Yes, I totally. And how was founded Terabithia? Who founded it? Well, Terabithia was founded before we found it, but I got there with Jess. It is across the river, and we went there with the magic rope. That was the only thing that could get us there. However, only Jess and I were allowed to go there and knew its location. And Mabel, Jess's sister. She was like 8 and she followed us there more than once, but she wasn't able to swing the rope and catch us there. And I miss her so much. She was super cute and I remember I gave her all my Barbies because she told me she had only one. And well, going back to Terabithia, We built a castle there, and we used to fight against the forces who were back to the Terabithians. And also we used to give offerings to the deities that blessed Terabithia with beautifulness and magic. You said you had enemies in Terabithia, but what about in school? Oh yes, definitely yes. At the beginning, the girl who was used to be the smartest one would hate me because I wrote a better essay in the first homework we had to do that year. And also there was this girl who was big and was a bully and was mean to me. She thought she was the queen in fact, and she was a kind of dictator. Nobody would be at the back of the bus because that was like her place, and everybody knew it. It just made me sick. But when I discovered that she was being hated by her father, I could understand her behavior a little bit more. It was shocking to see how she replicated her dad's behavior with kids at school just because they were weaker than her. Wow, poor girl. And how did you discover it? Well, once I was at school with Jazz and we heard her crying, and I wanted to help her because, sorry, and when she told me that, and on top of everything, all the school knew it because the girls who were supposed to be her friends and support her would be telling everybody what was going on. The days after that, everybody at the school was looking at her with pity. It was just super uncomfortable. For sure, it was awkward. Would you like to recommend everybody to read the book? Yes, I highly recommend you to read the book because it is full of adventures. And if you think about it, the story suggests how death is always there, present in anything, and how you should live your life anyway. It is a natural process, and I hope you can give it a go. Thank you, Leslie, for being in this program, and thank you to our spectators. I hope you enjoyed today's program and see you soon in another episode. Bye bye!